Welcome back, shifters, to more Soul Reaver. I think I mentioned the save system in this game in a previous video. Every time you load your save, you start off here, which I do not love. That becomes the source of great annoyance at the end of this video and all the way through the next video. Now, we do have these handy dandy gates that will help, but they're of moderate usefulness. Something that I will bitch about either later on this video or into the next one. We are about to enter into what I remember to be the worst area in the game, but we'll have to see. We're going back to the first gate room that we unlocked near that Temple of the Clans. There's a little something that we can now do that we couldn't before. After we defeated Malkaya, we got a new ability that we can now use. Yes, I was taking things slowly there because the way that hallway is designed, I have trouble navigating it. And the camera is ass too. So, that's right, it's not my fault, it's the game's fault. Fuck you. Ain't nobody got time for you. And what we're gonna go see might be familiar to you if you've played Blood Omen or watched my Let's Play of Blood Omen. Alright, so we need to go into the spectral realm here. And as you can see, there's already a present waiting for us. Nom 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 nom. That should be piece 2 of 5. It won't be until the end of next video when we get the full next level health upgrade. So I wanted to do something really cool here. I saw somebody on a video do this, use this magic ability we got. I got one of them into the water, but this guy was able to knock them both into the water. Whoa, that was close. I was hoping to replicate that, but sadly it was not to be. And I hate how these souls dance around instead of coming straight to you. They won't fix that until Defiance. I should have been able to get more souls there, but oh well. We have to go into the spectral realm here in a moment anyways. Hi, sir, you are in my way. And I'm killing you for no reason. And saving y'all watching me fumble with trying to carry him over there. And for some reason, that soul seems to have gotten stuck on the wall. Which is odd. It should be able to go through environments, but whatever. This area is a big circle, so it doesn't matter which way you go. Yeah, I think this game was originally supposed to be called Shifter. And it was not supposed to be a Legacy of Kain game. And I like how the Spectral Realm music is a more twisted version of the normal realm music for whatever level you're in. It's pretty cool. And the Spectral Realm ambience gets really interesting when we get to Defiance, which hopefully we'll get to this year.
Raziel.
Kain.
The Abyss has been unkind.
I am your creation, Kain. Now, as before, you criticize your own work. What have you done with my clan, degenerate? You have no right.
What I have made, I can also destroy, child.
Damn you, Kain! You are not God! This act of genocide is unconscionable!
Conscience? You dare to speak to me of conscience?
Only when you have felt the full gravity of choice should you dare question my judgment. Your lifespan is a flicker compared to the mass of doubt and regret that I have borne since Mortanius first turned me from the light. To know that the fate of the world hangs dependent on the advisedness of my every deed? Can you even begin to conceive what action you would take in my position?
I would choose integrity, Kain.
Look around you, Raziel. See what has become of our empire. Witness the end of an age. The clans scattered to the corners of Nosgoth. This place has outlasted its usefulness. As have you.
The Soul Reaver, Kain's ancient blade, older than any of us and 1,000 times more deadly. The legends claimed that the blade was possessed and thrived by devouring the souls of its victims. For all our bravado, we knew what it meant when Kain drew the Soul Reaver in anger. It meant you were dead.
And we go straight into another boss fight, this time with Kain. You have to hit him 3 times. When he hits you with the Reaver, you get knocked into the Spectral Realm. So when you're re-entering the normal realm, just be sure to position yourself to where you think he's going to be, because you don't have much time to get over to him. Also jump towards him because you move faster.
The blade is vanquished. So it unfolds. And we are a step closer to our destinies.
I swore I saw a glint of satisfaction in Kain's eye when the Soul Reaver was destroyed. I did not understand the game that Kain was playing, but I knew the finishing move.
From this moment and ever afterward, you and this blade are inextricably bound. Soul Reaver and Reaver of Souls, your destinies are intertwined. By destroying the sword, you have liberated it from its corporeal prison and restored it to its true form, a wraith blade, its energy unbound. No longer a physical blade, it can only manifest itself in the material realm when your strength is fully restored. Once manifest, it will sustain you.
What are you, little soul? Another of Kain's creatures come to taunt this bound spectre.
I did not intend to disturb your rest.
Rest. A body is needed for sleep. Flesh and bones are required to recline. No, child. All I may do is watch and remember, ceaselessly conscious as this wretched world's history unfurls. Ghastly past, insufferable future, are they one and the same? Am I always here?
How have you come to haunt these pillars?
Kain refused the sacrifice. The pillar of balance, corrupted to its core, stands as a monument to his blind ambition. Now these pillars serve only to bind me here, my prison and eternal home, thanks to the avarice of your master, Kain.
That bastard can claim no allegiance from me.
Then we share a common foe, Raziel. Return here when you have need. Ariel remembers what others have forgotten. Far in the eastern mountains, a stifled titan stands in mute surrender, unwilling host to a parasitic swarm.
Right. Guess where we get to go? There. And we're going to hear the Elder God give us the same hint later. So, there's a couple things from the first game there. We've got the pillars. This area looks very different from the place the pillars were in Blood Omen. I found that Blood Omen and Soul Reaver 2 are the only two games where that area looks pretty similar. And now we will be able to use the Reaver as a key. That's something we'll do a lot in Soul Reaver 2.
Your brother Zephon's keep lies far to the east, beyond the ruins that greeted your first exit from the underworld. He and his brood have cocooned themselves in a derelict cathedral, having murdered its human guardians.
Right, so the Elder God gives us a lot more details than Ariel did. So I thought going back to the starting area would be the easiest way to get to where we need to go. There are multiple ways of doing this, and that's why this is fast forwarded, because you guys saw this in video 1. I have a lot to talk about with that cutscene. It's probably going to have to wait until next video, just because of various gameplay things that we're going to have to talk about. But there is a lot to unpack. One, I will say, Ariel looks better in the PS1 version than this remaster. At least to me, she did. To some degree, it makes sense since she's been a spirit for centuries, but I preferred her look in the original. And Ariel's death is one of the key events that set this whole universe in motion. If you remember the opening cutscene of the series in Blood Omen, her death ended that cutscene. And we got that whole bit with Vordor. If you don't remember, go back and watch my video 1 of Blood Omen. That sets everything up. It also talks about Mortanius resurrecting Kain. For now, that's all you need to know. But of course, you should be familiar with that already. And I'm not sure what's with this hue. It's got to be part of the remaster because I did not notice that in the PS1 version. And as you can see, we have a new item, the Reaver. This is a weapon that we can use. It's a lot better than our fists. We only have this, as stated in that cutscene, when we're at full health. But we're no longer losing health, which is really nice. So hanging on to this as much as possible is key. It takes away one annoyance that this game has. So it is a very nice upgrade. Also very important, be sure to come unlock this gate room, because you will not get another one until the end of the next video. So you'll have to go through 99% of the next dungeon without a gate room. And I cut back over to this area. This is where we fought the first two vampires of the game. And if you come down here, look at what's here. Muy bueno. We definitely want that. So 2 more to get a health increase. There is another one in Raziel's territory that we could go get. I will get that at the end of next video. It doesn't really matter if we have it or not at the moment, but we definitely want to get that by the end of the next video, because once I start up what we're going to do after next video, then there's going to be a boss and we want that health bar increase just in case. And I'm moving really slowly here because I know there's a section with some water, which will send you back to the spectral realm. I don't want to deal with that. And you can see how dark this is. This is the remaster in all its glory. Again, use the Soul Reaver as a key there. At times, this remaster gets way too dark. And this next area, I literally could not see where to go. I thought about showing video of that, but I don't feel like doing a comparison. And then I'd have to include footage from the PlayStation version as well. So what I did was I installed a reshade, which is running now. It's a program you can get through Nexus Mods, and people will upload various presets to it. It changes the look a little bit. Sometimes it can make things a lot easier to deal with. Get out of my way. There's actually no reason to kill him here other than just to avoid him being an annoyance. And these guys, so far, are the worst enemies in the game. They're the worst enemies I can remember dealing with from my original playthrough. There's another set of enemies that are also annoying, but I think these were the worst. And we get to deal with them throughout this video and the next. And the section that I couldn't see anything in is coming up. Just open this door. I said, open the door. Thank you. So you can kind of see just how dark this is already. This is with a reshade on. It's still pretty fucking dark, but at least there's some level of visibility here. Without it, this is almost completely black. I was not going to be able to do this without this reshade. I was considering having to jump over to either the PS1 or Dreamcast emulated version of this game, which I really did not want to do. So you can save some jumps by going the way I'm going to go, although I jumped to the wrong platform here, unfortunately. This is a trick I learned in Soul Reaver 2. That game's also really dark. If you go into the spectral realm, it's easier to see. Come up here. So the next level is the cathedral. We're gonna do the lower level of the cathedral in this video because it's an incredibly long level. There's a lot to do, a lot of annoyances. I remember this being the worst area in the game. I had a lot of issues with it, largely because of the save system in this game. So everything we're going to do from here on out through what I do in the next video, you kind of have to do most of that again to get back to where you need to be if you don't access another gate, which, like I said, I won't do until the end of next video. Yeah, we don't need to deal with those guys, so fuck them. I'm up here and go through here.
Once a testament to mankind's defiance of Kain's empire, this towering cathedral now stood derelict. The humans who worshipped here, dead for centuries. Its architects conceived this tower as a holy weapon against the vampire menace, a colossal instrument of brass and stone. The cathedral's pipes, once tuned to blast a deadly hymn, now stood silent, and these vacant spaces whistled their impotence.
I know a thing or two about impotence. Wait, what? What? Ah, sad day. Anyways, we need to use these pipes to get up to the next level. For that, we need to go into the spectral realm. As I stated in the previous video, when you're in the spectral realm, that twists and distorts some things, and that allows us to progress. Also, if you hold down the R1 button, it's a walk button. For the most part, Raziel won't fall when you're pressing that button. I think it's called the sneak button, but it's basically just used to keep you on something without falling. Tomb Raider had one of these. And I come over this way so I can actually see the platform I'm trying to get on. This game is still way too dark. And this camera is annoying, so every time I try to adjust it, all I see is Raziel's back, so I have to take a leap of faith here. Fortunately, that time it worked. But I am being very careful here because I don't want to fall off and have to do that again. That already happened several times. Yeah, I remember when I played this originally from my old channel, and I was not happy when I got to this section. So this first thing we need to do is easy enough. Flip the switch. For some reason, we have to jump on this in order to push it all the way down. Why? Because that's what we need to do, because these devs are haters. They hate the player. With everything else we are going to have to do in this cathedral, you would think they could at least give you that, but no. Every little annoyance that they can come up with, they will, trust me. Razzie, I'll just open the door. It's not that difficult. And for some reason, my game froze in that transition. It did that a few times while I was playing this. Not sure why, but that doesn't bode well. And this is going to be our first puzzle of the cathedral. It's not too bad. Most of these are going to be block puzzles. If I haven't said that already, and I probably have, this is going to be a major theme of this game. I wanted to try something that I've heard about online. I had heard that if you defeat enemies and impale them and don't suck in their souls, then they won't respawn. That is not the case, although it does seem to delay how often they respawn, which is nice. And yes, I'm just cutting 2 when I succeed at this point because nobody needs this drug out any further than it already is. And that's an annoying aspect of this game. You can be trying to solve a massive puzzle, and this is small compared to some of the other puzzles we're going to have to do. And enemies will show up. Now, before we got the Reaver, enemies showing up was kind of useful. You needed to kill enemies to maintain your physical form. But now we have the Reaver. Respawning enemies serves no purpose. So this block puzzle, you need to match up these symbols with the pictures on the walls. We're going to have another one of these at the end of the next video. To me, these all look like blurs, so I looked this up. I have no idea. None of this makes any sense to my bad eyesight. The first thing we need to do is create a bridge, because one of these holes that we need to stick something in, we need to build a bridge in order to get the block that needs to go there up to it. So that's what we're doing right now. Yeah, I don't like mixing in enemies with puzzles because when I'm in action fighting mode, I want to fight enemies. When I'm in puzzle solving mode, I want to be in puzzle mode. I don't want to try to mix the two. Because if I get distracted with a fight, then I lose track of what I was doing on the puzzle. That was my fault because I hit the wrong button. I will blame the game for a lot of things, but that one instance was actually my fault. I do that quite often, actually. I hit L2 and X instead of L2 and square. But it's annoying because when enemies show up, then you have to deal with them so you can continue the puzzle. And then you have to regain your focus on the puzzle and remember what you're actually doing. And it's not something I care for. It happens all the time at work when I'm working on something and then I'm interrupted with something else and I lose focus on what I was doing. That's also annoying. Then again, my job's annoying. And fortunately, I'm still on a hiatus from. Hope that continues for a while. Been off for 3 weeks now, which is very nice. Go ahead and move that here. And you can hear the click-clacking That's because enemies respawned, but I saw no need to show me fighting them again. And this is how I'm going to handle these block puzzles. I'll show in normal speed me turning these things and me putting them in the proper space they need to go. But all the rest of the dragging is fast forwarded just to save time. Because the next video in particular is going to have 3 of these and is going to be an incredibly long video. So I want to save everybody's time as much as possible. And it's very nice we have the Reaver for this, because it does mean we don't have to worry about losing health while we're doing this. There are some things in this game that are well designed. Not many, but there are some. I left a review on Steam, and I stand by everything I said, except I should have pointed out that the camera is ass in this game. I was basically bitching about how black this game can get in that area that I was talking about before. I don't change my mind on that because a fan made a reshade preset that I could download. Because that's not something the developers put in. That's something a fan did. If you look at the original PS1 version of that area, it's so much lighter. Admittedly, it's a little darker than I remembered, but it's still so much lighter than what you get even there with the reshade. And if you look at what it looks like on the normal remaster, yeah, it's almost all black. Not a fan. So one thing I am glad is, unlike my original playthrough, I was able to get to the next gate room without stopping, so at least I didn't have to run through this again like I did originally. I remember I was not happy back then. There's an area here you can jump down to save time. Plus it's fun. No need to fight those guys, just jump up here, flip the switch, and then get the fudge out of here. And surprise, surprise, we got to jump on that too, because again, the devs hate the players. And they don't want to give you anything in this area. This cathedral is made of hate. It's the main area in this game I remember from when I originally played this game, because I did not like it at all. That and Melchiah's area, but I didn't mind Melchiah's area. At least not this go around. But 12 years after I originally played this game, yeah, I still hate the cathedral. But anyways, that's it for this video. Next video, we will get through a bulk of the cathedral. Thanks for watching. Also like, comment, and subscribe.